First of all, thank you so much for speaking to me. Big fan of all of your work, and I'm a huge fan of the show from what I've seen.
Thank you.
So please tell me, I know a lot has not been revealed yet to the public.
Yeah.
So aside from the first look and the trailer that we've seen, could you please tell us what is it about this project that really spoke to you and your character in particular?
So about the overall project, one of the things that spoke to me was just an opportunity to convey to the world
Mhm.
Black excellence from a different perspective. A lot of times people feel that a wealthy Black person is either an athlete or an entertainer. So this is something that is really exciting for me to convey to people that, hey, we're smart, we own businesses, and we can be wealthy through other means. Now, in particular with the character, I love some of the challenges that the character is going through and that he must overcome. And that's one of the things. There's some driving factors that I kind of like to when I look at a character, say, okay, what's he fighting for? And then how does he try to accomplish, or how does he overcome that challenge? And that's one of the main things that I loved about this character is what he has to overcome to the challenges that he has to overcome.
Is this more of a by any means necessary approach with taking on those challenges?
I wish. I mean, it could come to that now. It could come to that, you know. But yeah, almost that, almost.
Okay.
And some of the stuff, you know, I have a lot of stuff in store that the writers haven't told me about, but some of the stuff may come to that.
Now, as an actor, do you prefer that way to kind of learn along with the journey or have everything at once?
That's the thing. So I like the other way. I like having everything at once. However, I think the beauty of a show like this is we do have, I mean, television, you do a movie for 3 months, it may come out in a year, it may come out in 2 years. The one thing about a TV show, we'll do 1 episode, 2 episodes, and it's out like 4 weeks later. So we'll be able to see what the audience is responding to, and then kind of be able to, it's kind of being able to enhance the show and enhance the storylines based on how the audience is responding. So that's the good thing about television.
Okay, now this is also kind of a mystery. There's a lot of dark secrets that characters are holding on to. So with that kind of tease, can you not spoil anything, but can you just kind of say, what was it that you really looked for in that script and how it revealed? Was it a slow burn thing, or do we get answers right away?
So when I read the pilot, there were things in the pilot that that we still needed answers to. And then I did talk to Karen Gist, who is the showrunner, and she kind of said, "Well, this is what we're thinking about." And then she said, "What do you think?" I said, "Okay, I like that. Can we do this?" And she was open to it. So I'm actually kind of contributing to a few of the things, which is great.
Okay.
And so yeah, so it's a slow burn throughout the course of the season.
Okay. Now, in terms of character development, I know you read the pilot episode. How, as an actor, do you break down a character from just a pilot?
Right. So the good thing about this is it was an interesting world. So there was a book
Right.
that is, of course, the show and the title is based off of, and just in certain things about certain things that have come out of the book. And certain things, the one thing about when I'm developing a character, I get to add my own to get me to that point. Say, for instance, like you said, by any means necessary. I have to go in my mind, well, what would make Morris do something by any means necessary? And that's the fun part about it.
Right. Now, speaking about the book a little bit, now
Yeah.
it is based on a book. When I read it, there were a lot of surprising elements that we just don't see in the media, Black elites and living in the Hamptons, certain things like that. Was there anything from the book that kind of surprised you or educated you?
Yes, actually. There were a few things, but one of the things was that I found it interesting when we talk about the title, Our Kind of People, to where they actually would say, when he was actually interviewing people, he would say, okay, he would ask what do you think about, I don't want to say anybody's name, it's in the book, but what do you think about this person? They would say, well, no, although they're rich and they have money, they're still not our kind of people. And that's what I found to be one of the interesting elements about the book.
Oh, so what else can you say will this show tackle alongside with the race in the class?
So in addition to that, we're tackling some issues that are prevalent within the Black community. There's colorism, of course. There's racism issues, and so there's financial issues within our community. So we're tackling all kinds of things, and that's what's exciting to me about it, is that I don't think thus far we haven't shied away from things that that initially thought that we probably would, but we're tackling. Right. And they're going to be a conversation.
Do you also view this as an educational show, even though it's a drama?
Yes, 1,000,000%, 1,000,000%. It's the one thing about I think the best entertainment is something that primarily our first objective is to entertain, and if we can educate or at least get people to see things from a different perspective or just consider things from a different perspective, then I'm really happy, and I think that's what we're doing here.
And what would you say this character is given to you as an actor?
It's given me a better knowledge and understanding. I actually had never been to Martha's Vineyard. I had never until a couple of weeks ago. And I did a movie about Martha's Vineyard years ago, but I didn't have the level of education about Martha's Vineyard that I do now.
Wonderful. And lastly, if you could kind of describe the show using 3 words, what would you say?
Ooh, 3 words. Wow. Wow. Okay. And that's tough. Okay, so I'll say opulent, sexy, salacious.
Oh, those are so good. Those are good words. Nice SAT words.
Those are tough ones. Those are tough. It was tough, but I tried it. Hopefully I accomplished something.
Yes, you did. And also, you have the educational, you have the entertainment, you have the mystery elements all about it. What else do you hope fans can get from it?
Well, that's I mean, all of those elements. I think that again, so our first objective is to entertain, and so I hope that people, it's a wildly entertaining show to where we can just escape from whatever it is that we're going through that day. You turn on the show, hey, let me check out our kind of people. Let me get away and just escape and just delve into that world. But mainly just if we can do that and have people really consider things from a perspective that they had never even considered before, I'd be happy.
Can you speak about your character itself? Kind of, what would you say his best and worst qualities are?
Thus far, I would say his best quality, well, there's not just one, but one of it, he's family oriented and he's extremely driven. His worst quality is that he may be so driven that he may neglect other aspects of his life.
Oh, so we see some tension, maybe some family drama at home. Really focused.
Really focused, yes, could be.
Do you base your characters on any person, or is it just a makeup of everything?
Not one particular person. Mainly it's a makeup of everything. I do know an actual person who does fit this character, but it's a combination of people that I've met throughout the years, or situations or experiences that I may have come across.
Right. Now I'm going to assume that it was filmed on location in Martha's Vineyard. So it was okay.
Not in Martha's Vineyard though.
Okay.
We are on location, but not in Martha's Vineyard.
As an actor working in the actual, well, kind of the location-ish of where it's set, how does that help you as an actor when it comes out to bringing out the performance and kind of like I'm the elite?
Well, actually, it did help. Going to Martha's Vineyard a few weeks ago and seeing how things are, that does help, because it really puts me in the mind of what they see and what they experience and how they view that community. It's like someone who is I don't know, who may be raised in a town that's in the South, that has one stoplight. They really don't have a clue what growing up in Los Angeles is like until they've been there.
Right.
And then they give you a whole different perspective. And I'm big on perspective. I'm always considering other people's perspective and talking to them about, in general, about all different types of perspectives. So that did help.
Now, would you also say that about the character itself? Has he been out and seen like the real world and how?
Oh,
Okay.
Raymond Dupont's a very sophisticated character. You know, he's grown up with money, but he is not. He's not just a kid with a silver spoon. He's a driven person who knows he wants to work for his achievements and his accomplishments.
Would you say that that separates him from the other characters, or is that makes it more cohesive?
It definitely separates him from a character in particular on the show, for sure.
Okay, we're getting a little bit of story, some sprinkles. What was it like, if you can say, working with Lee Daniels?
Yeah, Lee came. He was here. He's been here the first week, and Lee is great. He's not. Tasha Smith directed the first episode, and Karen just is writing all. She's a showrunner on the show. But Lee was great. Lee's great. He's an incredible talent. Has great insight and perspective. So he's great.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for speaking to me. I look forward to the show, and you were superb at everything. The resident loved it.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Thank you so much.